Why would you leave someone behind in a vehicle that's injured? You're going to break into somebody's home, and you're going to be shocked to find that they are at their home, and you may end up being shot or killed.
Welcome to Justice Case Files, where every case has a story and every verdict matters.
2021 CR 2437, State of Texas versus James Madrone. Do I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brian Grimmer for the State of Texas.
For the defense?
Ronald Geyer.
And are you Mr. Madrone?
Yes.
Mr. Madrone, I'm going to show you a document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
The court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Madrone, I'm going to show you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Waive the reading, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge.
All right, Mr. Madrone, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with failure to stop and render aid, serious bodily injury? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargaining agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargaining agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call on the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargaining agreement you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your
And
Honor.
did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargaining agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication if for any reason the deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
No question of competency.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of offense?
At the time of the offense, I'm not certain, but I have no indication that he was anything but sane.
All right. Mr. Madrone, has anyone threatened you or to replace you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargaining agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargaining page, did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargaining agreement, there's to be a $1,000 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. This will run concurrent with 624435. State will take in consideration 2021 CR 2438, 2020 CR 1887A. There's to be restitution to Alize, A-L-I-Z-E, Perez. Restitution payable to Kimberly Soto and cause number 2021 CR 2438. No contact with Alize Perez, Kimberly Soto, Antonio and Lupita, L-U-P-I-T-A Perez. Did you understand that to be the plea bargaining agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense is that the plea bargaining agreement.
It is, Your Honor.
State is that the plea bargaining agreement.
That is the plea, Your Honor.
All right, and we move off the record for one moment. There's a Lysandra Dolberry in the breakout room. Is that one of your in the waiting room?
I don't believe so, Judge. They are not answering our victims' advocates' calls at this point. I don't know if they're getting on. So, but that is not her. Thank you.
Sure. We're back on the record. Next, I'm going to show you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pre-trial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargaining agreement. State is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 10 years, so the TAP evaluation, 200 hours community service, restitution, CATS 1 and 2, and MRT. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence to support the defendant's no contest plea.
Judge of the state would offer State's Exhibit Number 1 and all attachments to the court.
Any objections?
No objection.
Mr. Madron, I'm going to show you what's entitled waiver and consent for stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence state's exhibits, wanting attachments, and review the same.
No, Your Honor.
Where is Donkey Lady Bridge? Now it states in here that they had met you through a lease. OP1 said they were at the complainant's house when a group of males showed up in Unit 1. Unit 1 is the vehicle. She said they decided to go to the Donkey, D-O-N-K-Y, Lady Bridge, but instead ended up driving around. Where is this Donkey Lady Bridge?
I'm not sure, Your Honor. I've never been there in my life.
Are you still driving a vehicle?
No, not here.
How old are you?
21.
If you drug tested today, what are the results going to be? Before you answer no, that you are going to be drug tested today. Don't say just tell me what you're going to be positive for.
Probably, maybe a little bit of marijuana.
And what else?
That's it. I don't do anything else.
What do you do with the rest of the day other than marijuana?
I work.
Where?
I work at Bohannon's.
All right. What do you do at Bohannon's?
I'm a dishwasher and trash stuff.
So you have a car accident and your go-to is to leave. Why would you leave a car accident?
Just everybody had left and I just left myself.
Well, no, everybody did leave because there were two
Yes,
people
there's-
remaining in the car, trapped, and somebody had to help them out. So why would you leave injured people behind in the vehicle?
I was one of those people injured in the car. And then I got out. They held me out and then I walked home.
Okay, this is not where he's going to pretend he wasn't driving, is it?
We're pleading no contest, Your Honor.
Okay. So again, why would you leave someone behind in the vehicle that's injured?
You got out. Did you go to where they were sitting in the curb and speak with you?
No.
Okay.
Oh. Did you call for help for anyone? Why not?
Just being ignorant.
You see, let me just tell you what I know about life from my time on the planet. And I think I can say this because I have more of my life behind me than in front of me,
Yes.
is that big things somehow ends up snowballing for young people into bigger things. Number one, there shouldn't have been any speeding. Number two, nobody should have taken any drinks and driven. And number three, if there's an accident, you call somebody. If you would have stayed and helped, if you would have called somebody, guess what? We wouldn't be here for a failure to stop and render aid. So how are you getting around town without driving?
I take the bus. I'll walk if I have to. I have a daughter that I have to support. So
How old is your daughter?
she just turned 1, March 13th.
Are you and the mother together or no?
Sort of. We talk. We're not married, so we don't live together.
Does anyone know the amount of what the restitution will be? Any idea?
I don't, Judge. I know our advocate is working on that. I don't know how much, if any, restitution is going to be outstanding.
All right. If there's an issue about restitution, just let the court know we have a restitution hearing.
Thank you, Judge.
How far did you go in school?
I stopped at 11th grade.
Why?
Just struggling with my family.
What does that mean?
like, I have to take care of my little brothers sometimes, most of the time, because my mom is just not healthy. So I'm really like their dad, and I'm always there to help them out and stuff like that. So
What do you mean she's not helping? Where is she?
she lives with her mom. Yeah, she lives with my grandmother.
And so how old is your little brother?
My little brother, he's 13.
So where is your little brother living?
He lives with me with my uncle.
So was child protective services involved?
Yeah, they're talking to my mother right now. So there's a case, I think, that's open with my mother.
So what are you planning on doing for the rest of your life? Are you going to be working at Bohannon's, or are you doing something else?
No, I was gonna work at Bohannon's for a little bit until I get my own apartment, and then get my GED and eventually try to join into the military with my friend.
Well, I always tell people you can't keep saying you're gonna, because your gonna is going to wake up and 5 years of your life will have passed you by. Do you understand? All right, this is what the court is going to do. $1,000 fine, that'll be probated, 10 years deferred adjudication, concurrent with 624-435, taking consideration 2021 CR 2438, 2020 CR 1887A. There's to be restitution to Elise Perez. Restitution to Kimberly Soto in cause number 2021 CR 2438. No contact with Elise Perez, Kimberly Soto, Antonio Perez, and Lupita Perez. 200 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination that includes the booster. The court is not requiring you to do the booster or the COVID vaccination, but if you do 40 of those hours, you'll be deducted. Parenting classes, you must complete parenting classes, but if you complete the parenting classes, the court will waive the remainder of your community service hours. Cats 1 and 2, was there some sort of theft involved? Was there a reason for cats 1 and 2?
The case that was CIC was a burglary of a habitation, Judge.
All right, so here's the thing about burglary of habitations, right? I haven't been presented with any evidence, so I don't know what it says. But what I do know is that entering people's homes without their permission, it's going to end up resulting in one of two things for you. One, it's going to end up being a prison trip. And burglary of habitations, range of punishment is 2 to 20 years. Or either you're going to break into somebody's home and you're going to be shocked to find that they are at their home, and you may end up being shot or killed. And you know what people are going to say? It was justified. You're in somebody's home, you're not supposed to be. So I'm going to put down cats 1 and 2, but I can give you cats 1 and 2 course in 2 minutes. Don't take what does not belong to you, which people should have learned in preschool. And when you go to someone's home, only go if you're invited, and then when they ask you to leave, leave. Life is so simple, people make it so much difficult than it has to be. So cats 1 and 2. And the MRT, which is supposed to teach you right from wrong, which again, you should learn that in preschool, right? If everybody would treat others the way they would like to be treated, you would need the MRT course. So remember that as you're taking that course. I'm going to want him tested for levels. And those levels need to start going down. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
There should be regular Zoom recording or in person. Proof of employment within 30 days. There should be no employment as a home health care provider with minors. And let me ask you, were you a part of a CPS case?
Yeah, when I was there.
All right, do you know if your mom's rights were terminated or not?
Nah, she never got us terminated. We've always been together.
Okay. Because if that did happen, then you have free schooling. You know, through state schools, those are free for college. All right, so there should be no there should be no employment as a home health care provider of minors. I'm going to want field visits 2 times per month, random. There should be no driving. And once he's on probation for a while, I may reconsider that, but for now, there should be no driving. Rebecca, is there anything else that he needs? Something you need help with? Now's the time to ask for it, and I will be more than happy to give it to you.
Oh, you got it.
All right. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yeah, sure.
Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, sure.
Is calling 2021 CR 9092W State versus Christian Reyna. Can I have parties announced?
Megan Galloway for the state.
And are you Christian Reyna?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision and First Amendment Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Christian Escobar Reyna who was placed on deferred adjudication in cause number 2021 CR 9092W for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 to 4 grams?
I am, Your Honor.
All right, state.
A violation of condition number 4. In Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Christian Escobar Reyna did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of September of 2024 and January and February of 2025 in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, Your Honor.
Violation of condition number 4 on or about the 4th day of March 2025 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant Christian Escobar Reyna did then and there fail to report as directed by the court for a compliance hearing in the 187th District Court in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, Your Honor.
And then violation of condition number 4 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant Christian Escobar Reyna did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of March of 2025 in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, Your Honor.
We waive and abandon the remainders, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No objection.
Did you understand by pleading true to violations 4, 4, and 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
I understand, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violations 4, 4, and 4?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find 4, 4, and 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is not, Your Honor. The state is asking for revocation and that the defendant be sentenced to 2 years in the prison based on his lack of actively participating in his reverted adjudication.
All right. And what are you requesting?
And Your Honor, I was also for that for a plea of truth that would be TIC a new number 1.
And that's correct, Your Honor. We have TIC cause number 2025 PF 15283.
And what is that offense?
It's a possession less than a gram.
All right.
And for that reason, my client is asking for lifetime recovery, Your Honor, as an alternative to TDC. He would like to address the court if the court would allow.
Sure. You want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Christian Reyna.
All right, so this is not your first motion to revoke. Your previous motion to revoke was for not reporting. And now we're back here for not reporting. And then the court tried to see what was going on with you. I set it for a compliance hearing and you still did not show. The only thing you've accomplished on this probation is picking up a new number one. What would you like to discuss?
First of all, I want to say that I have 2 kids.
No, don't bring your children into this because you had 2 children when you were placed on probation. You had children when you were not doing what you're supposed to be doing on probation. So do not use your children to play sympathy and say, oh, my children really need me. You were not a good parent to your children while you were using drugs. So you haven't been in their lives. Don't pretend like you've been seeing them. And if they're in school, that you've been keeping up with their schoolwork and going over homework with them and going to any plays or events or extracurricular activities they've had, because you have not been doing that. Now you want to come to me and you're using your children as a reason why I should continue you. So let's not start there. Let's start by taking responsibility for our own actions.
Yes, ma'am.
So what would you like to say?
I have everything going for me out there. I have a supporting family that loves me and wants me there. And I just have this problem that it's my drug use. And that's all really that's my only problem. I'm a good person. You know, I'm trying to do what I'm supposed to do.
All you had to do was pick up the phone and call probation. I tell everybody who has drug issues to reach out to your probation. If you think you're going to use, reach out to your sober support person. If you can't get in touch with anybody, you can still come back to court. And I tried to have you get back on track by setting it for a compliance hearing, and you still didn't show. So basically what you want to do, it appears to the court, you're not trying to be clean and sober because you're not reaching out to call anyone. You're acting as though you're not on probation. And there, I can't help you. I can't help you anymore because you don't want help.
I understand.
All right. Court is going to find you guilty. The court is going to revoke, taking into consideration 2025 PF 15283. The state is requesting that your sentence be 2 years in the prison. I would sentence you to 4, but I'm going to go along with the state and sentence you to 2 years in the prison. I'll request the therapeutic community. And if you're truly serious about your condition, the therapeutic community will most likely accept you, but you'll have to request it.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'll give you credit for any time served. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
I did, Your Honor.
All right. You have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you were on deferred adjudication. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
We can go off the record. Here's the thing. I'm gonna reach out my hand to you again. When you're released from prison, if you can't find a place to stay to help you with your sobriety, if I'm still here, you can come back here. I will pick up the phone, get a placement for you. Do you understand?
I understand.
Only 2 things can happen with the path you're on. Either you're going to end up in prison or jail for a majority of your life, or either somebody's going to be identifying your body. You understand?
I do.
All right. Good luck to you. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Judge Stephanie Boyd confronts 2 defendants facing serious consequences. One receives strict probation after admitting he left injured people after a crash, while another loses his probation after repeated violations and drug use. Judge Boyd demands accountability but still offers both defendants a chance to change their lives. Thanks for watching Justice Case Files. Stay informed, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next case.